It's your boy, Crypto Ride. Hey, listen, y'all, I want to have a conversation. I just want to talk to y'all because, you know, I want to be real with my people. I want to talk about the media narrative, politics, how that's a part of it, and blockchain. Let's get into it. We back. So, you know, I don't waste your time, so I'm gonna get right into it. Now we're having a discussion. LeBron James, when he played for the Cavs, he decided to take his talents to South Beach. Y'all remember that?
Where's the powder?
Left it at home. I left.
So what's new? What's been going on with you this summer?
Man, I think the major factor and the major reason in my decision was the best opportunity for me to win, and to win now, and to win into the future also.
Would you like to sleep on it a little longer, or are you ready to make this decision?
No, I've slept enough, or the lack of sleep.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
A lot of people didn't agree with how he did it, but one thing you can't argue or deny are the championships that he won. 2 with D-Wade in Miami, came back to Cleveland, won 1 in Cleveland, and now in LA where he won 1 also. I know you're probably wondering what all this has to do with crypto. Well, again, I'm just using that as an analogy because I'm talking about the media narrative, politics, and blockchain. Who do you believe in? Okay? Now, a true fan of the king, they don't really get into the politics because you can't deny the truth. The truth is he won with Miami, won with Cleveland, and won with LA. Now, the haters or the others, whatever you want to call them, they're going to speculate and they're going to talk about how he could have done it differently and how he could have done it better. But the point is, he won. Now, when you're winning, no one has any problem. But when you're losing and you're behind, that's when all the problems arise, because now we have to figure out, well, what do we have to do to make adjustments to make this thing better? So right now, systems are losing. Man-made systems are losing. Now, I don't get too deep into politics on this channel because, you know, I do believe crypto is anti-political to a certain extent. However, politics, quote unquote, can harm adoption. Now, you know I'm always talking about crypto, so I have no reason to not talk about it as it's necessary, because the truth is politics is what slows down or can speed up adoption. I'm all about education because education is necessary in everything that we do. So with that being said, it's important to acquire enough background knowledge so that you can make sure you understand these matters in context. In context, this video, my focus is on the US simply because I live here and I've been living here for a long time. So I know it's different in your country, but you apply it to the way it works for you. You understand? At the end of the day, a politician is a politician. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at some of the major players in the US. Remember, I'm focusing on the US. Until recently, most politicians consisted of mostly white, mostly old men who subscribe to an old system. Just check it out and look at their ages. I'm not making it up. Truth is the truth. Congress was made mostly of white men from wealthy backgrounds. However, in recent years, there has been a trend towards greater diversity in Congress. And this is due to a number of factors, including the increasing number of women and minorities running for office, and the increasing number of voters who are looking for candidates who reflect their own backgrounds. The diversity of Congress is important because it helps to ensure that the voices of all Americans are heard. It also helps to ensure that Congress is more representative of the people. Makes sense? Answer this question, comment below. Would you agree that in some aspects, age, race, political affiliation, like it doesn't matter? I do understand that people are who they are. And when they know who you are or have an idea of who you are, you may get treated differently. Now, with an understanding of more people embracing technology, politics play a major role. I think this is especially true when it comes to finances. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can't run around it. Mass education and mass adoption has to come through politics. But it can't be the party politics that exists in the US. Specific example, do y'all remember back in December of 2022 when the House Financial Services Committee held a meeting to investigate the FTX collapse, which had happened in the previous month? Now, they all had their politically angled questioning. I didn't watch the whole thing, couldn't watch the whole thing, but But the truth is, Democrats and Republicans took payments from SBF and FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Now, when you choose to get into politics, you run a slippery slope, and that's just a decision that you're going to have to deal with being in politics. You need to know how to handle that. But if for one reason or 1 second you believe that these people did not have an idea or know anything about the shadiness that was happening, then they're either some of the most clueless individuals that we put in position, or the truth is, they're lying. Fiat talk. So everybody's walking that safe political line. It's just my opinion. I mean, for me, politics means absolutely nothing when we're talking about right from wrong, facts from fiction. I don't care who you are, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, doesn't matter. The problem with people is they want to be politically correct. And it is, I mean, rather than just stating what is, right? Now, the truth is LeBron James took his talents elsewhere and won. Whether you agree or disagree with how he did it doesn't matter. The truth and the facts is how he won. Now, you're going to rub people the wrong way either way. So sometimes you just have to do what you have to do for the greater good. But the truth is, when you lie one time, you have to make up another lie to correct the lies. So when you lie from the beginning, there's no coming back. So in reality, I don't really trust what politicians say. I pay attention to what they do. What we really need for them to do is to get in line. That's what we need. So for any one of y'all that's listening, get in line and listen to the people. You have to pay attention to how the media attempts to frame your thoughts with words when they're used, how they're used. The FTX debacle was portrayed in the media as the fall of FTX. The fall would mean you were in a good place and you ended up in a bad place. I mean, that's how I interpret it. But in my opinion, this is not the fall of FTX. I mean, when you phrase it like this, for those who don't know better, you begin to think that it was a reputable company and somehow something happened and now they're bankrupt. Now, let me just say this. They could have started off with good intentions, but at some point, somewhere, those good intentions didn't line up. And the facts show that there were lies from the beginning, which led to more lies and more lies. And as a result, it got exposed. This was a centralized exchange and it got exposed, which this shows the strength in blockchain, because blockchain and crypto exposes politics. It's public. Now, politically speaking, those who are in politics, and this is for y'all, your head gets inflated. I guess you could say I'm on my stoop. I'm on my soapbox because I need to say this to the politicians. Your head gets inflated. You forget what your duty is, which is to serve the people, which is the real definition of politics. You become selfish and emotional and party affiliated, and you ignore. You don't forget. You ignore your constituents. Fix it. Does this encompass all politicians? No, not at all. I do believe many politicians or those who choose to pursue political office, they do so because they're fed up and they want to change. Just as if I was to run for office, which will never happen. I do believe the majority have good intentions, but I'm also aware that individuals have selfish motives which don't line up with the majority because you're only thinking about yourself. Because if for any reason you believe that they don't know anything or they have no idea or there isn't any kind of shady business, then we're all lost and everybody's playing that political line. I mean, let's be real. They're walking that political line because they don't want to be exposed. But at the end of the day, it depends on how you started. Now, are we ever going to get the truth? I can't say yes, can't say no. Because when you start with a lie, you got to cover it up with another lie. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't know who to trust or what to trust. So my question to you is, who do you believe in? I'm talking about all this right now because those who are in politics are either the stumbling block or the gatekeepers, and they can be open and understand to try to embrace something that they're not aware of, which is new technology, rather than feeling challenged or feeling as if they're gonna lose their job because it's a fear and a loss of power. That's what it is. I mean, we the people ultimately do have the power, but the question is, do you believe it? Of course it depends on your country. I know it depends on your country, but where you do have the power, hopefully you can exercise it. What can the U.S. do? What can the people in the U.S. do? Number one, they can become more informed to make sure that their voices are heard by whoever's supposed to be representing them. That's what we need to do. Number two, we can become more knowledgeable about the topics so that we can vote appropriately. We need more people to understand the relevance and the importance of self-custody and decentralization. We need more people to be more open to controlling and owning what belongs to them, to us, and not be reliant on a system, a failed system. That's reliant on a failed system. That's reliant on a failed system. That's on the brink of collapse. I know it sounds grim, but it really isn't. At the end of the day, who do you believe in? Tupac had a song like that. Maybe you believe in a higher power. Maybe you don't. I can't really tell you who to believe in. You gotta do your own research and know for yourself. These are just my thoughts, okay? And I've done my research, so I know what I believe in. I've been analyzing what's been happening over the last couple of years. So my people, hear me and hear me well. If I told you that I could guarantee you freedom and wealth, would you listen to me? I can hear y'all now. You're probably saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. But I can't do that. I can't guarantee you that because who am I? Who am I? I know nothing. But what I can tell you is that while I have the ability to control what's mine and make certain decisions for my loved ones, which is educate myself and not remain blind to what's happening in society, I will do that. And you should do the same. And I'm going to continue to shout it to everyone who's listening. Can you hear me, y'all? The greatest transfer of wealth is still happening. Still loading. Are you paying attention or are you watching things happen? You already know your boy. I'm about to make things happen. I'm not sitting on the sidelines. I'm getting in the game. Don't be those people who say, what happened? Remember, there's three types of people in this world. Those who watch things happen, those who make things happen, and those who say what happened. Yeah, that's the conversation that I wanted to have. Hopefully you got something from it. Hopefully it makes you think a little bit differently. You know, there's a varied gumbo of people in the world. Gumbo, that's what they say in Louisiana. That's a mixture. It's a bunch of different things put in a pot, you know? But once that gumbo comes together and is seasoned right, you have like something that tastes good. And right now it don't taste good because it's just not right. The pot is not right. So get somewhere where you can get the pot right. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But it's your boy, Crypto Rock, all Cryp, Lord of None. Get in the game, y'all.